let me go in and talk about Raw real quick. I know you didn't see Raw, but I'm gonna just give you the gist of it. So this is my Raw review to get this out the way. This is the follow up to Elimination Chamber, 5 weeks away from WrestleMania. So now, day to night on Raw, put the burners on. Okay, so now we are getting a real big idea of what's happening at WrestleMania. We got 3 confirmed matches, but they are already putting out the whole thing for everything else. Because Raw starts off with Sami Zayn, and they do the old lady chants and all that stuff like that. And Sami said he's feeling a lot tonight, feeling gratitude, feels a little guilt for failing in front of Canada. Say you deserve it. But he said, but it's everyone told him to finish the story, but now he realizes the story is never over, and he's entering the final chapter, and the final chapter is not just about him. And there's one person he needs to talk to tonight, and more than anybody else, it is Kevin Owens. So he calls out Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens gets the whole hometown pop and everything. First of all, Raw tonight was only in it for people from Canada. Everybody else was like, okay, your reaction is okay, but we here for the Canadian people. So I get it. So KO's in the ring, and Sam was like, all these things I wanted to say to you, but now since you're standing here, I don't know what to say. I guess I want to say, thank you, I guess, or and I'm sorry, for how it happened. And he said, but what I realized is that the bloodline's crumbling, but you couldn't stop the bloodline to get by yourself. I couldn't stop the bloodline by myself. But the only way we can do this is if we do it together. And the fans started cheering the yes, but Owens said, I don't need your apology. I don't need your gratitude, because what I did on Saturday night was for my family, not Sam's, because I got beat down at the end of the Royal Rumble, and you just sat there and watched. As I was getting beat down. I did not want that for your family. I did it for your family. I did, and I did it for my family. So as of right now, as far as he's concerned, I will keep fighting them the way I've been fighting them, and that's alone. So automatically we get in the bill, because at first I was like, why didn't they just do like the reunion here? But I'm like, but you know what? We got 5 more weeks in this. We need to probably build to, like, why would Kevin Owens just up and forgive Sami Zayn after all the shit that happened? So you kind of got to build to that eventual, we gonna be friends and we gonna do this thing. So I thought it opened up really, really strong. And like I said, so we're obviously going to set up for the tag team titles, but it didn't stop there, huh?
No, I'm saying yeah.
Baron Corbin came out, taunted Sami Zayn, and started beating Sami Zayn up, and they had to break it up. And Baron Corbin gets on the mic and he talks about how much of a failure he is for losing in Canada, blah blah.
Is this his gimmick now?
I don't know, coming out and get his ass beat, yeah. But
Because that happened last week too, right?
Yeah, with Cody.
Yeah.
Adam Pearce tells
you don't talk about Liberty.
The Liberty.
You're talking about Cody Rhodes' daughter.
Wait, her name is really Liberty, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So
Liberty Reynolds.
Oh, I thought it was Liberty and Justice for All.
probably Liberty Justice Reynolds, probably.
Wouldn't it be funny, but Liberty, what's your middle name? And Justice, and last name for All.
Now I gotta look this up.
That would have been. I'm done. I'm like, Cody ended it all, bro. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like that would have been great. So Adam Pearce makes the impromptu match between Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin. Now they actually had a match. I thought that Corbin got too much offense in, but I was like, but obviously they don't want Sami to squash Corbin, I guess. But they had a decent matchup as Corbin was doing the running clotheslines to Sami Zayn in the corner. He was running back to charge for another one, and Sami hit him with the haluva kick and won the match that way. So,
it's Liberty Iris.
Liberty Iris Rhodes.
Yes.
Okay, that would have been so fucking
Liberty
funny.
and justice.
Yeah. Uh, Byron Sexton has an interview with Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio in the back, and then he talking about about Charlotte.
Hold on, real quick,
Yeah.
real quick. Did you see? I don't know if they played this on Raw. Did you see the Valentine's thing they did when they went to dinner?
Yes, I did see that.
I feel like I don't know why it's so weird hearing Rey Mysterio call her mommy and not just Rhea.
Yeah.
It's just so weird. Like I can understand Dominic doing it, but Ray, your wife is right there. You call her, yeah.
What are you doing? You and mommy here? Oh God! I was like, bruh, something gotta happen. Dom gotta slap his mom or something for Ray to whoop his ass. Something gotta happen.
Or Rhea can beat up their daughter.
Okay, she ain't taking that kind of bumps, but to say it, but like,
not take a bump. You're not take a bump. You can just clubs.
Yeah, bro, look, no, I want a whole rip tied through the dining room table type shit,
Nah, we're not. If anybody, Ray's gonna be the one.
Yeah, he'll probably take that. You right. They so she said Blair said what to expect is when Rhea's gonna come face to face with Charlotte on Smackdown this Friday, and then Don was just like, wait a minute, my dad be on Smackdown. I think I come to take a trip with you down there also. And I'm like, they already planted the seed because he got to do something egregious for Ray to be like, all right, man, I'm whooping your ass at WrestleMania.
Look. Remember when for 2 years straight we thought we was getting Ray and Andrade at Mania and we did.
Ray and Andrade at Mania,
at Mania.
And
we got 2 years straight.
Yeah, well, we got but look, I think we have a better chance to get Ray and Santos than we do. But but it's a Triple H booking this. I know, but by the way these things have been happening, it's definitely gonna be Ray and Dominic at Mania. It'll be a night one match. It'll probably only be 7 minutes, but it's happening.
You think? You think the reason why they fight because he say something about Eddie? You can talk about mom. You can talk about your mom. You can't
talk about your mom. You can slap her, but you bring up Eddie? No, bro. I'm about to bring out the armbands.
Honestly, though, I think if they do have a Mania match, Dominic's coming out in a low rider. You don't think so?
That would be dope. That in Hollywood, that would be dope.
He gonna come out with the low rider with the hydraulics. Oh.
By the way, did you see the first of many of the new Hollywood scenes that WWE's doing there?
I seen one full one, and then I seen like the ones that they got coming up. Coming up.
That whole
they had the Joker.
Yeah, I was like, that fits Seth perfectly.
Yeah, but I didn't even know that was Seth there because I thought it was just a commercial. Because I was watching it at that time. I thought it was just like a commercial, so I was looking away. Like my Peacock has commercials.
Yeah.
I thought it was just commercials. I was like, okay, that's a commercial. Then I seen, wait, that's Seth? And Becky in a commercial? And then okay, that's those doing the Hollywood thing. So I'm like, okay, cool.
Exactly, so.
I hope they do more than just those 4, because it was like 4 or 5. I'm like, you got to do more than that.
Yeah, I know. I know that they're down in Orlando filming more, but I want to see the. Hey,
Mr. Annie, what's the line? You talking to me? Yes, I'm talking to you. What's the line? You talking to me? Yes, what's the line? You talking to me? It's funny, man.
Like they have to do a lot, but right now they have Stranger Things, Titanic, 40-year-old Virgin, Goodfellas, and Joker. Those are the 5 so far. I'm like,
yes,
we didn't.
Aside from Joker and Stranger Things, hasn't all those movies came out when the last Mania was in Hollywood?
40-year-old Virgin was still new. Damn, that's a shame. Was still new. Goodfellas, yeah, of course, Titanic, yeah. I'm just like, so. First of all, New Day. Where's my New Day Black Panther? It got to be there.
If not Black Panther, then they'll do something else.
Yeah, or something, or it would be kind of dope if The Rock was doing it. He came back as Black Adam. It's like, why not?
The Rock don't like Black Adam.
He dope. Backstage, we see how Logan
Oh
Paul.
quickly, real quick. If they were to do some newer ones,
Yeah.
which ones would you want to do? Like give like 3.
3. Okay. I would definitely like to see an MCU. I know I say Black Panther a lot, but I would definitely like a recreation of. Oh, by the way, Miz and Maurice is doing Top Gun. So
that makes sense.
Yeah. That's
why didn't Miz just do the Marine?
No, man. Honestly, what I would like to see.
Wait, are they doing the volleyball scene too?
They're doing a what scene?
Volleyball scene too?
A volleyball scene?
You know, volleyball is in Top Gun a lot. So I'm saying, like, are they doing volleyball?
No, because from the scene, it just looked like
I was saying Maurice and
Maverick and whoever that girl name was in that movie. So I would like to see an MCU movie because we already got Joker. So I was like, I would like to see an MCU movie done. If they feel as though that it's too much in superhero stuff.
If they do an MCU movie, they should do the Endgame scene.
You said the what?
The Endgame scene where it's like Avengers, and you just had the holes opening up, and it's just different people.
Yeah. I would like to see, I'm going by what will fit with the wrestlers. Now You See Me. Remember that movie?
I will see it. All right, Now You See Me, yeah.
Yeah. I would, Taken.
I would have Cody do Independence Day.
I have Cody do Selma.
They can't take off. They can't take our freedom.
No, man, you gotta have to have Cody do Selma talk about. So we not moving until every citizen in Selma is able to vote. Oh my God, you talking about a fuck you? I would do something like that, but I know there's no chance of how that's gonna be happening.
I would want, like, you said New Day. I want somebody to do. I know that's probably not gonna happen. But like, what if New Day do like a Coming to America and hit the 3 guys in the barbershop?
That would be excellent. I would think Coming to America would be great. Also, I think now either Fast and Furious or John Wick. I think those would be kind of cool.
John Cena doing it. John Cena can do Fast and Furious. Come on, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You can just put a scene from the movie and just be like, yeah, he filmed this for us.
But also, they're also in the business of trying to do like Academy Award nomination or award type things like that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to think of those movies also that had those, best picture things to them because that's how they did, with a lot of movies in the past also. So, I can see them probably doing once. Do you think
any legend comes back to film any?
No, I don't think.
You think you don't think Ric Flair gonna be in there?
No. I don't think we're doing that again. I don't think we're doing any legends unless it be like Lita and Trish maybe. Yeah, but I don't see any or Kurt Angle. I don't see any other legends coming back. But
what is Kurt Angle going to do?
Remember him and Chrissy Hemme did with Harry and Sally last time? I
know what I'm saying. Like, you don't think like they're gonna come back and do like a scene for a cameo in the
It's a possibility because as of right now, they only got 6, and I'm just like, we need more than 6. I'm not saying we need 20, but I'm just saying, but we at least need about 10. But we got 5 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. I just honestly, I don't know how long they were, but like I don't know why I feel like I remember them being a little longer than like 30 seconds or whatever.
Well, hold on now. The
Seth Rollins was like 2 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. But they didn't reveal any of the other ones yet.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's good. They need to do these more often. Remember when Eddie Guerrero was like on the track and he like blew everybody's shoes to the track?
That was the Olympics.
That's SummerSlam.
Okay.
That
was SummerSlam. Or honestly, since they already have the barbershop, you can have like Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams do Coming to America. That would be dope.
Yeah, but
because the New Day is doing NXT stuff right now, so I'm just saying with them and NXT and stuff like that, with them doing the barbershop, I think that'd be kind of funny also.
Yeah.
But I don't
We'll see. I'm excited to see what new ones they do.
Yeah, so, but real quick, let's get back to the review. Kathy Kelly's backstage with Theory and talked about how he won, but he said, but it never says, the headline, Austin Theory wins Elimination Chamber. The headline talk about something when John Cena is returning to Raw in 2 weeks. Who cares? He said, where's the respect? I'm putting in work every week. I'm sitting here, going and doing all the matches, but tonight I'm going to put a Hall of Famer in his place. And then that could be the new headline. Dolph Ziggler taking on Mustafa Ali, whatever you call his name, because they got this rivalry going on. He was like, well, maybe if I smile more, maybe everybody will be into me. So Ali comes out doing the smile thing. People really didn't care. Dolph tries to go for a famouser. Ali does his handstand reversal and gets him with a crucifix pin and wins the matchup. So he goes outside all anime like, I won!
Hold up. They got there to make him basically roll up pin Dolph Ziggler as if Dolph Ziggler can't take a loss.
I think George is going to try to build something. I think he went.
I'm gonna be honest right now. I don't want to see that meme. I don't care about Ali and Dolph at Mania. Even though I'm pretty sure they put on a good match, I just don't. Unfortunately, Dolph is just taking such a hit in the past 15 years.
That man takes so many gunshots. He's Swiss cheese right now, bro. There ain't nothing you can do. You can't.
Just like that scene in Harlem Nights. Don't shoot it no more. He did.
Yeah, exactly. Then backstage, Kathy Kelly's backstage with the Miz and Maurice as they're trying to kiss and everything, and then Maurice gives her husband a happy anniversary gift that he tries to read. Kathy Kelly, she keeps trying to ask him about.
Yeah, I mean, why y'all there? Why y'all in front of Kathy Kelly? Y'all don't want to be talked to.
Well, she kind of cared about them.
Oh,
and yeah, so but he was just like, he talks about his half-court shot, but she was like, but it didn't count. And then so he was talking about how he's gonna face Seth Rollins tonight because he was Logan Paul's protege. So honestly, he takes credit for all the things Logan Paul's been doing to Seth Rollins, and that's true. Awesome. Meanwhile, we get Cody Rhodes. He comes out, and Cody Rhodes is about to do his trademark. So, what do you want to talk about? Which I'm telling you,
every time I hear that, I change the channel.
Oh damn, bro! You about to be upset because I'm about to put that in my podcast intro, the new one.
Oh my god! Because it's like even when he was at AEW, he'd come out, he'd be like, "So, what do you want to talk about?" So every time I hear it, I'm like, "Shut up." Because I think the first time he did it was the first time he did it. Something, he was some happened with some drama or something. Oh no, I think he wasn't under contract. Something happened where backstage they was like, "Oh, Cody Rhodes is upset or something." So he came out and he was like, "So what do you guys want to talk about?" That was the famous promo where he was like, "Jay Lethal's here. Avoid the lethal consequences." Like what? Avoid.
Oh,
we got Sammy Guevara here. He gives a cutter. I give a cutter. Everybody gives a cutter. Same as Jay Lethal. What?
Cody, oh man, I know you be hating this. So
I think he just trolls because I seen the compilation the very time he said it, and every time he said it gets more ridiculous. Like the first one, like, okay, so what do you want to talk about? And the second one was like, so what do you want to talk about? Now it's just like, what do you want to talk about? Like it's so snarky. It's snarky.
So okay, well, he comes out and then he's like, so, and then Paul Heyman interrupts. Or he's like, ladies and gentlemen, and then Paul Heyman is on the screen with both championships in a neck braces. Remember, he got stuttered, which we didn't talk about in Elimination Chamber back on Saturday.
That stunner did not require. That stunner did not.
He took a bad Vince, I'll tell you that. But he said, Cody was like, Mr. Heyman, where are you? And then he says, look, I'm not there tonight, but he has a message for the tribal chief. Heyman says, Cody, you can't beat Roman Reigns.
Hold on. You said Paul Heyman said he's not there tonight.
Yeah, but
That makes no sense.
I'm to say he was backstage.
Oh. Yeah, I was about to say, how does he say he's not there when you got the championship? You mean to tell me Roman just left him with you while he went home? Like just at your house chilling? Roman built?
He said you can't. He said you can't beat Roman Reigns. He said, but look, let's just imagine the fact. Let's just imagine the fact that if you can beat Roman Reigns, right? If you beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, he said, can you imagine what life would be like? He said, can you imagine? He ever heard of the phrase of indentured servant? He says Reigns doesn't have to live their life, but that's because he has a special counsel, the wise man, Paul Heyman. But if Cody wins, which he won't have a Paul Heyman with him. He said, you're going to your life as a champion, and he figures it's around 200 days on the road. 40 to 50, but closer. The 50 days making charity appearances at the red carpet. And 30 days overseas promoting WWE brand. Another 30 days promoting WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank. Let's not forget the title defense in, what was it? Peoria, Illinois, I guess you're talking about. He said, now you're up to 305 days a year. That leaves you 60 at home, with 20 of them on Skype or Zoom calls to promote the product meeting, product meetings. He says, your brother Dustin once said, when your father was on the road, he was never home. But when he was home, he was never home. He said, is that the life you want for your wife and child, your family? Is that the sacrifice you're willing to make for these titles? And he says, look, Heyman knows Cody will think and say something very vulgar like, well, Roman Reigns and his wife can keep your wife warm on a cold night. I'm not going to say anything like that because Roman Reigns is a happily married man. But I'm not. And the fans was just like, ooh. And Heyman assures Cody that this is when he'll find out his WrestleMania dream. It will be his own personal nightmare. And then Cody's in the ring getting boiled up. And he was just like, you know what? He was just like, I'm just going to come right to the point. He said, you know what? Cody says, well, I doubt Reigns is one of the greatest undisputed Universal Champions in history of the company. But is the best champion in all sports. But that doesn't change a damn thing. I have to finish the story. And I'll beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. It wasn't as good as their first encounter. But it was something because I was like, but what needs to happen now is we can't go 5 weeks of just Cody and Paul Heyman doing these promos. It ain't gonna work.
I don't want them to touch though.
Oh, no, it ain't got to touch. But what needs to happen is Cody need to go to Smackdown. Cody got to fly to Smackdown.
I swear, if he go in there, he's about so. I don't even care.
He needs to go to SmackDown and he needs to get right up in the Bloodline's face. Like he needs to interact with the Bloodline and even get up in the Roman's face because you got to put right now. We're 5 weeks away now, and this story has not been building up over a year like it has with the Sami Zayn one. So you got to turn that fire up quickly. I know Mr. 225 like that, but now you got to turn it to 350 or 400. You got to cook this thing. Just don't overdo it. Asuka takes on Nikki Cross. Bianca Belair is on the commentary table. She beats Nikki Cross. It's not with the
Was that last week?
What?
Last week.
Okay, you start bringing up. I can't hear you.
I said seen Bianca last week.
You said you seen Bianca last week?
Yes.
You talking about?
I said you did.
Oh yeah. With all the Walter meets her slapping her ass. Yeah, I saw it. So
yeah.
After the match, Asuka stands tall. Belair enters the ring, and Asuka's in the middle of it. The fans chant EST, and then Asuka kind of like puts her fingers in her ears, like to not hear the EST chants. And then it looks like she's about to choke. And Bianca like, yo, what's going on? And then she looks up and smiles, and then the blue mist goo is coming out of her mouth as she's laughing. And it's just like, oh, that look concerning. So, yeah. I didn't get a chance to see the shit about Carmella in the back. You know,
Who cares?
who gives kids about that too? And Seth talks about Logan Paul, but then
So,
obviously,
is she going back to her FABU US thing?
oh she's already there. She's no
Oh, okay.
longer Carmella the beautifulest woman in WWE. Her hair is back to brunette or brown. Yeah, she's not doing that no more. She come out to the FABULOUS, but the music is different. It ain't the original music, which I like.
Oh, so it's FABULOUS.
And then it goes to like a new
Dun,
beat.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, it's
Like
all.
X Factor, right?
Say what?
You dealing with the X Factor.
Oh, I got everything I ever wanted.
So,
that, that was bad. Yeah, no. Yeah, she come out and she doing the moonwalk, being sexy and everything like that. So, yeah, Seth Rollins takes on The Miz. This match was actually pretty good because Seth Rollins and The Miz have good chemistry. But before that happens, wait, let me see, make sure I got the things right. Before that happens, backstage, this is why I said you gonna laugh at this, right? So they show the highlights. They show the highlights from Brock and Bobby match, right? So then MVP is backstage with Omos, and then he says, "So Brock, you a coward. I realized you couldn't escape the hurt lock, and you got so disqualified." He says, "Well, the 7'3" 416-pound Nigerian giant issues you a challenge at WrestleMania." And
to who?
Brock Lesnar.
No.
He says to him to show up next week and accept the challenge in person if he has the fortitude. Almost looks at the camera and pounds his fist, and then they go back to Seth Rollins and The Miz. Like I said, which happened to be a good matchup, but Seth Rollins curb stomps The Miz. The crowd chants one more time. He curb stomps him again, and the crowd chants one more time. He curb stomps him for a third time, and the referee does the referee stoppage and gives the win to Seth Rollins.
Okay.
But first of all, there's no way in hell. I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. There's no way in hell Triple H is booking Omos and Brock and Bobby and Bray on the same. It's not going to be a thing. It's not going to be a thing. I think what's happening here is they're going to lure Brock Lesnar into a trap, and the return of the Hurt Business comes next week, and they jump Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
With Omos, which sets
but
up.
Then what happened? But then what happens to Bray?
I think it says a triple threat match. Because if you're not going to get, because right now, for the rumor is if you're not going to give us an no holds barred, if you're not going to give us a Hell in a Cell, you got to change it up because they did 3 matches with two of them with stupid ass finishes. Actually, all 3 of them had bad finishes.
I don't think Brock does triple matches unless they for the belt.
I don't know, but I think that is one of their players are doing a Brock, Bobby, and Bray matchup at WrestleMania in a triple threat thing to kind of change up the monotony of this thing a little bit. But I think that's what happens. That they lure him into the trap to accept Omos' challenge, but then the Hurt Business jumps Brock with Omos, and then we reunite the Hurt Business
with Omos.
Look, I really think this is like a step one because I remember the Bloodline was all 2022. I think the Hurt Business is going to be Triple H's project for 2023 because after the Bloodline stuff is done, you got to find somebody that's going to take that load. And I don't think that Cedric and Shelton is going to be. I think they're going to be there for the reunion, but they're not going to be there to stay. I think you're going to freshen it up and get some new members. I'm not saying it's Carmelo Hayes, but I'm just saying. But I think you got to get you probably get some fresh blood up in there maybe, and to make that group work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's why I think what the plan is because there's no way you're doing Brock and Omos. Brock does not work good with big guys. You see how big the fuck Omos is.
Especially when I don't know.
Yeah, who don't know how to wrestle at all. Fuck that. No, we ain't doing that. Yeah. Carmelo is walking with Adam Pearce She thanks her for the opportunity for her positive attitude. And Pierce makes a match between Asuka and Carmella for next week. Carmella says, "Thanks, honey," and walks off. Pierce answers the phone and it's Chelsea Green. She's upset that about he sent her to Iowa, Illinois instead of Iowa, Ontario, Canada. She wants to know how Pierce is going to fix this. He apologizes and says Raw will be in Grand Rapids next week, and that's in the United States. So let him call the traveling department, and he'll figure it out. Green continues to rant, and Pierce is like, huh? Oh, you are breaking up a lot right now. Are you on headphones now, or you moved away from the mic? Or
is there more than one Grand Rapids?
No. Oh, is it? I don't know.
I don't know. I know Michigan. That's the only one I know.
Okay, yeah, so probably so. Guess she's gonna be there. Ding Dong Hello segment is up next with Damage Control, but Becky Lynch comes out and says, "You know what? I kind of want to take them tag team titles into WrestleMania." And Bayley says, "Well, you don't have a partner. Who you gonna partner with, your daughter?" And she says, "As awesome as that would be, no." But so she calls out Lita, and Lita comes in there, and they want to challenge Damage Control, and they try to make all excuses in the book. And he said, "Well, I think you're kind of scared." So, but they finally confirmed that. Adam Pearce confirmed that next week it's going to be Damage Control taking on Becky Lynch and Lita for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Huh?
Okay, random.
Your mic really has break. Like when you go back and listen to this, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. But yeah, like, I don't know what just happened.
That was very random.
Huh?
That's very random.
Okay, right there I can hear you. Are you in headphones? Are you using a headpiece or something like that?
No, it's probably the wind blowing.
Oh, the wind. Oh, okay, it could be that. Oh, are you live from like the WCW Spring Break Arena or something like that?
No, I'm just outside.
Bronson Reed takes on Chad Gable. Actually, it was actually a decent enough match. It wasn't squash, but Bronson Reed did win very quickly. Gable did hit a deadlift German suplex on Bronson Reed. Impressive. He was calling Otis, but Otis was distracted by Maxine Dupree, who was out there trying to give him.
I mean,
yeah, exactly. You know, who wouldn't be, right?
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. But Reed hits him with the Ripcord power slam, and then hits the tsunami splash and beats Gable. Then when Otis hears the bell, he goes and checks on Gable at ringside because he wasn't paying attention. Meanwhile, Elias is for break. Says, "Who wants to walk with at WrestleMania? Who wants to walk with Elias?" And the crowd said nothing. So, make a long story short, Bobby Lashley comes out, beat the shit out of Elias, puts him in the Hurt Lock, and Lash takes the mic and says, he says everyone has a plan until he snaps. The Hurt Lock is
everyone
on.
Had a plan until you.
Oh God, you making fun of Lash again. He says this past weekend he put Brock in the Hurt Lock and he panicked. He resorted to a low blow. Not Lesnar. Not Lesnar, not Bray, not Elias in the room could break the Hurt Lock. And they says, Lashley says if you disrespect him, he will put you down, and drops the mic as the crowd cheers it all for him. So that's cool. Edge talks about he hasn't had a match since he was 17 years old in Ontario. So, but he's glad the stuff between him and Finn Balor is behind him. It's not. Then they go to the United States title match between Edge and Austin Theory. It actually is a good match. Edge, I don't know. Edge must think he's 20 years old again because Austin Theory gave him a leapfrog and he landed on his feet. And one back game, the executioner goes for the spear, but Finn Balor comes out. He attacks Finn Balor, and Theory tries to go for the roll-up. Edge reverses and goes for a roll-up of his own, and Theory kicks out. Then Balor kicks Edge in the head, and then Theory gives him the 8-count down and wins the match. After the match, Balor.
Real quick, I think Edge is big because he had to book for his TV show, whatever he was doing.
Yeah.
I think he had the bulk for it because he looks way bigger now than like a few months ago. But he came back with the little 6-pack and he was shredded. Now he just looks like.
But now he look old though. Like Edge just look at his age.
Yeah, because I think he just had to get bigger for that role. Like I don't. He came back at the Rumble. I was just like, oh, he looks big.
Yeah, probably so. After the match, Balor gives Edge 3 coup de grace and stomps us out. So that is probably going to be maybe the Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania.
What, Demon Balor?
Him and Balor, yeah.
Is he? Since he's gonna be Demon Balor, is he gonna be like? Is he gonna be a Hollywood character? Is he just gonna be like?
Oh no, I don't think he's gonna be Demon at all. Unless Edge want to put him over, I don't think he's going to be the Demon at all.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see here. And that was Raw. Raw, wasn't too bad for me. I didn't really, have a problem with it. So we on the road. We on the road to WrestleMania. Had some cool stuff. I give it a thumbs up. I have no problem with that or admitting that.
Okay.
Yeah.